It's time to stop thinking. It's time to start dialing. Call 1-888-995-HOPE for a free government program that offers expert one-on-one advice about your mortgage options.
I'm all alone.
No, you're not. We've helped over 1 million homeowners, and we want to help you. And now there are more ways to help. Call 1-888-995-HOPE or visit makinghomeaffordable.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Treasury, HUD, and the Ad Council.
There are things that we experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in a corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us, share your story, share your evidence, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is Ghostbox Radio.
And this is Ghostbox Radio on AM 950, where every week we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, or just the unusual. My name is Greg Bach, and thank you for joining me today. You know, Adam, let's start with a beef, okay?
We have beef?
Well, I knew that would get your attention. First of all, when your wife drives, does she park, when she parks in a parking spot, is it forward or does she back in?
She parks forward.
Okay.
But she has the Minnesotan. I'm not originally from here, so I feel I can say this. She will circle the parking lot hundreds of times to find the perfect spot.
Okay.
And Minnesotans are the only ones I've ever seen ever do this. Every other state I've lived in, people I've ridden with, first spot you see, you're in. Minnesota, no, it's not.
I'm the first spot you see you're in. You know,
I will ride with you more.
Okay. Well, the reason why I ask is because I went over. There's a fantastic food truck called G Spot, and they're over at I forget the name of the brewery over in Big Lake. And so I went over there with Char Savoy, which you may have heard on some radio shows, such as this one, and her wife Kim, and her son, Char's son Grant. And I'm sitting outside because we can do that at the moment, eating my delicious taco, and this car backs in to the spot next to me so close that I cannot get into the truck myself, my truck.
Okay, that is rude.
And why do you? I mean, he had to get out that side, if you get my drift, because his driver's side would be on my driver's side because he backed in.
Yeah. Wow.
Is the rocket ready to take off? Is that why we have to back in? I don't understand. I never understand why we need to back in, first of all.
I've never understood it, and this is probably the state that I've lived in. I've lived in like 4 or 5 different states. This is the state I've seen this the most in.
And I would put out there that it takes a lot longer to back in than it does to just drive in front way and then back out, because more often than not, you're going to see people who are backing in and they don't get it right, and they, except my friend today who decided not to do that, and pull out, back in, pull out, back in. I, in a moment of rage, of course, because, you know, that's what happens, is I back out and he's outside in the patio, and I back out. I about to pull forward, and I pulled down my window and I'm like, nice parking. And then I said something else and I drove away. That's what Maturity Hour brings us today on Ghostbox Radio.
Are you a little sleep deprived?
I'm a little sleep deprived. I did an investigation of a Masonic lodge last night that we're going to be doing an event at, and but you know, even I would still never try to back into a parking spot.
I just meant about the yelling.
At the other person. I'm an angry man.
Okay, because you don't really come off that angry when you've had sleep, but I have noticed when you've had prior investigation.
You know, there's a little bit of an animal in me, and when I've done a good job over the years to just let it, you know, lay and be nice and not come out. But yes, when I don't get enough sleep and you get a little bit of crab-apple-y, that's when it comes out, and that's what happened. And then, you know, of course, the next thing I worry about, because I'm a coward, is it, what if they got in their truck and started coming after me? You know, I mean, it's just that's so.
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, that's
So I just usually just keep my mouth shut in those situations.
Right.
Just shake my head and let them know that I
no
disapprove.
fist of rage.
Oh God.
Rage.
No. I may listen to Rage Against the Machine, but there are no fists of rage coming from anywhere.
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't have rage either, because we just talked with her, and she is so.
I'm excited for this one.
She is so calm and nice energy and everything. And it's going to be interesting talking about the subject today. Lynn Monet is world-renowned author of the highly rated Omnipresent series. First book, Omnipresent, then Omnipresent, What Happened Next, and Omnipresent, 111 Becca Dawn Drive. Her newest releases are Color of Heaven, Beginnings, Never End, and The Gap, What Else Your Adolescent and Teen Needs to Know. She is a paranormal consultant and lecturer specializing in hauntings, dying, death, and afterlife. She is an empath with the ability to see frequencies interdimensionally most cannot. She has been a nurse for over 30 years, specializing in neurology, geriatrics management, and end-of-life care. She is on the board of directors for the soon-to-be-released Health and Recovery magazine, and also has a degree in biological science. She hosts her own paranormal podcast, Synchronicity, Adding Pieces to the Puzzle, on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, and a co-host to Journey Through the Gate, a paranormal podcast, the last Sunday of every month at 8 p.m. Eastern. We know that we're going to have her back on because there's so much we're not going to get to today. But Lynn, welcome to Ghostbox Radio.
Oh, I've been looking so forward to this. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you very much for being on. I'd like to invite all of our listeners to join into the conversation, to ask a question to Lynn. You can call in at 952-946-6205. That's 952-946-6205. Or email us a comment or question. The email address for the station is comment@am950radio.com. We are live on AM 950 Radio, but also streaming video on the following Facebook pages. You can watch us on AM 950, Things Network, MN Ghostbox, Free Spirited, RU Media, Skeleton Key Network, and Temple of Phoenix Rising Entertainment. So please go there and support those pages as well. Feel free to leave questions on any of those pages because I'll be monitoring them for comments and whatnot. And today we're going to be focusing on the story behind her first book, Omnipresent. And I do have to apologize to listeners because normally I will read a book before I bring on an author, and it just didn't work out this time for it. So I'm coming into it very unaware of a lot of what we're going to be talking about, but I know Lynn's going to fill us in. And then, like I said, we're going to have her on again. So Lynn, first of all, Omnipresent is a true story, right?
Yes, it is.
So,
yes.
And I got to ask too, when people interview you, do their computers and stuff start acting up before they start interviewing you or during it? Do you ever run into that?
Yes, sometimes.
I thought
actually,
so.
Mine will start to mess up too. So
because my computer is not working, and it's a little interesting. And then hearing what you had talked about prior to it, we got a few minutes before our first break. Why don't we start off by talking about what is Omnipresent, please?
Omnipresent is a story about a house that I purchased that was so badly haunted that I was never able to move into it.
You never moved in?
Nope, I never moved in.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, there were two demons and a young man that had hung himself in the house that were actually verified by the neighbors about the young man hanging himself in the house. And the two demons were actually seen by some of the people that came to do clearings in the house that I had come in.
So how did you come to that conclusion of what was in the house before you even moved into it? Because obviously that wasn't known to you beforehand, right?
No, it was not. I actually purchased the house in March, wanted to give my children the chance to finish their school and the schools that they were already in and then start fresh the next year. So I decided to do renovations in the house. And during that process, we spent 2 nights in the house. And after the second night, that was it.
Wow. So, what happened?
Well, there were multiple things that happened, of course, leading up. But the very, very worst thing that had happened is that I had a friend of mine clawed to the point of bleeding while she stood next to me in my kitchen.
Clawed?
Clawed. Yeah, she had a 4-inch claw mark between her shoulder blades on her back. and a 2.5 inch, approximately 2.5 inch claw mark on her belly, the lower part of her belly, below her belly button.
Wow. I mean, so whatever is in there, first of all, doesn't want anybody in there, and it's going to make itself very well known. I mean, to lash out like that is incredible.
Yes, it was determined that the one was a hell dog or hellhound, which is a higher level demon, as well as the other one. It looked more like a gargoyle looking thing. So yeah, there were 2 of them in there.
Were you seeing these entities or just the aftermath of what they were doing?
No, I was actually seeing the entities. I was in denial at first, part of it because of being raised Presbyterian and then going through a jaunt with my mother with the Jehovah's Witnesses, who put the fear of God into me about what I was seeing and that I was some kind of a weirdo. So even though I was still seeing things, I didn't, I would run out of the room just as fast as anybody else thinking that it was a demon, even if it was like my great grandmother.
Sure.
But yes, I did start to see them in the house. I got used to seeing them in the house, and I kind of desensitized, actually, in a lot of ways.
Wow. So, I mean, I guess that's the thing about it, because when we read your bio, there's so much that you have done with this side of the universe, the paranormal consultant and end of life and all this stuff. How much of that was that you added to your life after the events of this house?
Quite a bit, actually. I went back to school to further my nursing degree, and did a rotation through several mental facilities for my psychiatric class. And I was able to see attachments on people with schizophrenia as well as those with addiction. And I actually removed some off of a schizophrenic patient that then had a successful life after that, because they're not hearing the voices in their head. They're actually hearing the voices being whispered in their ears. So yeah, that was very, very interesting that I was able to see that and to use that. And also then into my 3rd book, Colors of Heaven, I actually got to see my mother leave her body when she crossed over, and what happens after that.
Oh my goodness. So much to talk about, so much to get back to. Why don't we do this? Let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with author Lynn Monet, talking about her paranormal experiences and so much more. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950.
Expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
The St. Paul Art Collective is thrilled to announce the return of the St. Paul Art Crawl this spring. New for 2023, the St. Paul Art Crawl will now span 4 weekends from April 14th through May 7th. The event will showcase the work of local artists from 10 distinct art districts in St. Paul. This year's crawl promises to be bigger and better than ever, with 21 different venues hosting hundreds of talented artists, live music, dance, and delicious local food. As the longest-running art crawl in the United States, the St. Paul Art Crawl is an iconic event for art lovers and collectors alike. You can explore the city's diverse neighborhoods and experience the unique creative vision of each artist. The casual and family-friendly atmosphere makes it a must-attend event for anyone looking to support local art while having a great time doing it. So wander the St. Paul Art Crawl and discover the wonder of it all. That's 4 weekends spanning April 14th through May 7th. More at stpaulartcollective.org.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
New at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces. Kuma wood stoves and fireplace inserts. American-made, sturdy and efficient wood heaters. All models qualify for 30% tax credit you can earn for installing efficient and renewable wood heat. Come see the new wood-burning Kuma stoves and fireplace inserts.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces has been selling wood-burning products since 1977. Kuma wood burners are hard-working home heaters made from heavy, laser-cut steel. Kuma stoves and fireplace inserts have cast-iron doors and large self-cleaning glass windows. You can see the firelight and feel the heat from their efficient fire. One of Woodland's many choices to make fire work for you and your home.
We're with the chimney and installation experts. They not only install, but will guide you if you want to install yourself. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces has over 35 working wood, gas, and electric units on display at the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis. Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, out of the ordinary products and services.
And welcome back to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950. My name is Greg Bakken. Thank you for joining us. Our guest today is Lynn Monet, the author of the Omnipresent series that can be purchased on Amazon.com. But we're focusing on the first book today, Omnipresent. And Lynn, I got to say that when I told a lot of people that I'm going to have you on, everybody had talked about how much they really enjoyed the book, and also really were happy to hear that you're on because they really like you. So I just wanted to pass that along.
Oh, thank you so much. That's so sweet. Thank you.
So, where we left off in the last segment, a question I wanted to ask, when you're talking about being able to see attachments, I'm just curious, what does that look like?
In the case of the one girl that I removed the attachments from her, they appeared to be one over each shoulder, kind of like a Santa Claus bag, at the size of a standard pillowcase that would be clear. And I say it that way because of the way that they were clustered together like grapes, but yet they were misshapen like potatoes, and some of them were inverted. So the eyes were on the bottom and the mouths were on the top. And this particular young lady was hearing 25 different voices. But the thing that was distinct about her is the fact that she was covered in claw marks. And these were claw marks that I recognized that my friend also got in the house in the Omnipresent book. So I recognized them, and they were in places that she would have had to have been a contortionist if she had done them to herself, which is what the facility was saying. So when she got up to walk away from me and I saw that on her back, I'm like, oh my God, this woman definitely is hearing 25 different voices. She's got attachments on her back. So that's how they appeared to me. The people with addiction, they carry a different type of entity. I call them archons. They look like crabs, spiders, or reptilians, sometimes with a coiled tail to the side, or they might have a human-looking buttocks without the tail. But they fit on their backs like neat little backpacks and have this head that kind of peeks up over the shoulder or aligns with their head on occasion. And that has a very distinct look as well.
That is truly frightening. And the thing is too, because doing a lot of like events and a lot of investigations and whatnot, I can always tell when claw marks are fake, because if a person does it, they're going to move skin and stuff. But the way I've always seen the claw marks is it's a very different sort of mark on a body. Am I on track with that?
You are. They look more like a cat scratch than a human scratch.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the fact that the one that was happened to your friend in that house, and I mean, that is truly, I mean, what happened? How long did that last for with her? Did she have to go and get like medical attention then?
No, it was a thin cat scratch type scratch, and the thing that was unique about it is being a nurse, also being a wound care expert in my field. The initial wound started to welt and bead blood, which
Sure.
even if you pick a scab off of a wound, it's not going to do that welting process again. So it was very, very obvious that it was a fresh wound and something that had happened. Of course, there was no furniture or anything in the house, so I asked her. I said, "What'd you do? Scratch yourself on the car door?" Because I couldn't imagine how it got there, and there was no way that she could have reached where it was and did a claw mark like that, because it was partially even underneath her bra strap and back. But then when she started screaming, she had her hands in front of her holding up her shirt when it got her in the stomach as well. As we were standing there was this ectoplasm in the room, as well as this misting from floor to ceiling and side to side in the wall that had kind of presented in on top of us. And when that happened, I started, calling out for every name that you can name God, from Jehovah to Buddha to Allah, you name it. And because in that moment, to get that misty wall to start to move back, and it did move back, but it started hovering in the doorway. So we got out of there.
I mean, was it trying to trap you, or?
It's just the misting is a type of portal that it was using to come through in order to attack us.
Okay, got it.
And the thing, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And the thing is you don't want to mock them. And she did mock them when we were trying to. There was a constant problem with the locks with the door, where the key wouldn't work or turn or come back out. And then eventually, you'd say one more time, and then it would magically go in. But when we had gone to the house, she had stepped into the foyer, and I was having trouble getting the key out of the lock. And she said to me, "You're not going to let the boogeyman get me, are you? Ha, ha, ha." And they targeted her. So they do have an intelligence about them, and you don't want to mock them, because they will definitely show you, what they can do.
We had an investigation in a city in Iowa, and my friend John, who's an amazing paranormal investigator and intuitive, went down with me, and we went to this house, and they're having some issues there, and we got something dark that came out of the wall and kind of shot at us. And at one point, this guy who owns the house, he was just like, I wish I could go and kick its ass and all this, blah, blah, blah. And I just like, and just was really aggressive about the spirit. And John just looks at him and he goes, "You're going to regret that." And 2 days later, when we're back in Minnesota, this guy sends me a text. He's like, there's knocking on the wall. There's so much going on here. It's absolutely crazy. You guys started this. You have to come out here and fix it. And I just said to him, "Do you remember when John said that you're going to regret mocking that spirit? Well, this is your problem now." It was just you're absolutely right, Lynn, that this is something you do not do.
That's true. And they also have an intelligence about them, because the very first day that we went into the house after we closed, they had learned my children's names, and also that I was the mommy lady, because I was in the kitchen preparing some dinner for the kids, and my daughter comes into the kitchen and she says, "What did you want?" And I said, "Well, I didn't call you." And she said, "Yes, you did. You called me twice, and I answered you after the first time that I was coming. And so what did you want?" And I said, "Well, I heard you answer that, but I thought you were talking to your brother." And then her brother comes in, my son comes in, and he's peering in under her arm, and he says, "Mommy, I heard you call her too." So we rationalized that it was maybe, because her name was a popular name, that maybe it was a neighbor outside the yard calling for her daughter with the same name to come home. But they do. In that very, very short time, in like 15 minutes, they had learned that I was the mommy lady in each of my children's name and how to mimic my voice.
So much to talk about. I have so many questions and thoughts on that I want to share with you, but let's do this. Let's take another break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with author Lynn Monet, talking about her paranormal experiences. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with MetamorphosisConnections.com. MetamorphosisConnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search MetamorphosisConnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
Would you let animals pick your insurance? Do you really need to experience mayhem to get the best rates? Or how about a celebrity quarterback or fake university saving you money? There's a lot of marketing stunts when it comes to insurance, but what you really need is someone looking out for you. Call Array Insurance, and they will work hard to find you the best insurance coverage and rates. So avoid gimmicks and call Cheryl at Array, 763-504-3067, or arrayinsurance.com. Array Insurance, working hard for you.
We have survived many traumas.
We are awake. Our eyes, spirit, and hearts are open.
Now is the time to clean up our thinking, our treatment of others, most of all, our treatment of ourselves.
We need to learn about genocide, trauma, enrollment policies, lateral violence, boarding schools, rape introduced to us through colonization.
Some of us believe these lies.
Because to oppose them would be fatal.
There is much healing needed.
We need to be a part of helping to heal our nations.
Today, I promise myself to not hurt anyone with my thoughts, my feelings, my words, or my actions.
I know I can only control myself.
I will get help when I need it.
I will take good care of me.
For when I do,
I am the resistance.
I am the prayers of my ancestors, and now I am the resilience manifesting into the light of today.
Sponsored by the Minnesota Indian Women's Sexual Assault Coalition.
Habitation presents a radio drama. To buy or not to buy, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler to compromise and live with a sectional that doth not fit my space, or to take up arms against a sea of mediocrity, and by opposing it, to rest, to be comfortable, to enjoy the space that is my home. Hi, this is Gregory Rich, owner of Habitation Design and host of Drink in the Style. I'd like to personally invite you to our new showroom located in the District at Edina, 7777 Washington Avenue South. Habitation, put some drama into your interior design.
Nightingale is your cozy, comfortable neighborhood restaurant in the Whittier neighborhood at 26th and Lindale. Nightingale has patio, dining room, and bar seating available. Plus, they still have takeout and delivery. Their menu has lots of delicious options like the famous Nightingale burger and fries, ginger tamari chicken wings, smoked chicken liver pate, and more. They're open from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. daily with their full menu until midnight. So make the friendly neighborhood Nightingale your go-to restaurant in South Minneapolis. Place an order, make a reservation, and more at nightingalempls.com.
How have you been sleeping? I'm Dr. Inel Rosario from Andros ENT and Sleep Center, an independently owned clinic helping Minnesotans live and sleep better. We are experts at treating ear, nose, and throat issues and are equipped with an audiology and sleep center. Take the first steps to a better night's sleep and better health. Online at androsent-sleep.com. That's androsent-sleep.com. Or call 651-888-7800.
And Ghost Stories and Beyond returns to Billy's in Anoka this Wednesday, April 5th at 6:30 p.m. Join Char Savoy and myself for our monthly in-person get-together, as this month we're focusing on the paranormal equipment, which is, that's really one of my things I really love. So it's going to be some of the stuff that you see in the show, some of the stuff that we use. Our special guest for this Wednesday is Kevin Swanson, and Kevin he loves the equipment. He loves to have a lot of that stuff, and I think one of his specialties is the SLS camera. The ones if you watch the shows, the stick figures and stuff. on the camera. We're going to set one of those up. He's going to walk us through it. We're going to walk through other paranormal equipment. It's going to be a lot of fun. So you can see the equipment in action. We're going to actually try to reach out to some spirits. Don't forget, Billy's is a very haunted location. It's $10 a ticket it's $10 a ticket to join in. Plus Wednesday nights are always half price burgers at Billy's. So you're going to have a great time regardless. Get yourself a beer, have some fun. We'll see you April 5th at 6:30 p.m. at Billy's in Anoka. Also, as I mentioned last week, some exciting news that Char Savoy and myself are headlining an event over at Waverly Hills Sanatorium, and that's going to be June 3rd. It's actually a daytime event where we're doing a paranormal workshop along with Denise and Ernie Pack of Pac-Man Paranormal. We're going to be doing talking about a lot of different subjects, obviously paranormal, metaphysical, all sorts of great things. You're going to be able to get a tour of the sanatorium. You're going to be able to walk freely around. We're going to give you food. It's going to be a great time. June 3rd, go check it out. You can get tickets at therealwaverlyhills.com. I mean, how cool is that? That's going to be a great time. So make sure that if you're in the area, or if you've never been to Waverly Hills and want to check it out, great time to come on out. You're going to be able to see everything. Also, big news. We have an event coming up in August at the Haunted Anderson House in Wabasha, Minnesota. That's August. It better not be April. August 18th through 20th. Our special guest is Dave Schrader, who you have seen on the Travel Channel's Holzer Files, Ghost of Devil's Perch, and his own podcast, The Paranormal 60. He's been on so many other shows and been on so many other things. This is a great opportunity to listen to his stories of working on the TV shows, investigate with Dave, who will be giving some tips on how to investigate. We're going to be doing some paranormal experiments that we haven't done in any other location. And we're going to even be recording an episode of this radio show with him as a guest, taking questions from the audience. Tickets are available at charvinity.com/event-list. Go check it out. There is a lot of exciting things going on, so definitely check it out. Now, if you miss Ghostbox Radio with Greg Bakken Live, AM 950 replays these episodes Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, or you can listen anytime by going to Spotify or iTunes. After listening, please leave a positive review for my show. I would greatly appreciate it. Our guest today is Lynn Monet, the author of the Omnipresent series that can be purchased on Amazon.com. We're focusing on her first book, Omnipresent. And Lynn, I just have to be honest. I mean, to say that you were probably terrified during everything that was happening would be an understatement. But still, what was it that you were feeling when all this stuff was happening in your house that you wanted to move into?
I think I was more angry than even scared at that point.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, here I was, a single mother with 2 children, and I wanted to provide a better home for them. And these things were invading my house. And I was so determined that there should be a way to get them out. But of course, I didn't know who to reach out to. I did reach out to several of the churches, and I had people tell me, well, if you were going to our church, this wouldn't be happening to you. Wow. I had another one tell me that because they heard I was a single mother, that I must be promiscuous, and I hadn't even been out on a date in 4 years. So, it was very, very frustrating time. And plus, it's a time that you could easily be taken advantage of by somebody because you're desperate. If somebody says, oh, I can get those things out for you for $1,000, you'll pay it.
Right.
And then there's no refund, no recourse when they walk off and leave, and they rile them up more than take them away. So, yeah.
That's interesting. I've heard this other places too, especially with demonic possession and stuff, where people have reached out to churches and whatnot, and you get the guilt trip thrown on you. That's absolutely horrible. That is not how this should work. No. Mm-mm. And the other ones all referred me to the Catholics. So that's the route that I ended up taking. So, and I'm just still taken by your friend who was absolutely, just kind of sounds like mangled by this. You said devil dog, right? I mean, it was hell dog. Hell dog. I mean, yeah, right. It's all horrible. That's all it really matters is. So, I mean, so what has happened to her in the intervening time period? I mean, is she just kind of doesn't want to talk about it anymore, or is she just like, what's her state of mind these days?
She's actually passed away, and
Oh,
the thing
goodness.
about these entities and their energy is that I have found that they can exacerbate situations that are within somebody's body, depending on how they, they react to the entities. And she didn't know that she had cancer when she went into the house, but shortly thereafter, she had multiple biopsies taken and found that every single place that she had a biopsy taken had cancer. And so she has since passed away. I do have a friend of mine that is a nurse who witnessed some of the things happen in the house, and she is still around. She'd be happy to talk to you if you want her to.
Well, I guess with your friend who passed away, are you saying that you believe that ultimately that there's something that from that house that contributed to her death?
I believe that there is, because I had a person come to the house that had Meniere's disease that had been in remission for 3 years. And on 2 different occasions, the person left and had an acute attack, then came back to the house, had another acute attack as well, and mentioned that it had to be something to do with that house because they'd been in remission for 3 years with it and had it all balanced with medication. So I believe that they can exacerbate some things. My mother was overtly nauseated when she was in the house, and I was actually attacked and had that overt nausea as well at one point. And it's the kind of nausea that you can't breathe. That's how bad it is.
So wow. And I think this is a reminder to people, the armchair demonologists out there, and certainly know a lot of them out there who have, watched a show with a demon on, and they claim to know what to do. It's like this is a great example how this is the real deal, that you are messing with stuff that you do not understand what it is. That's the thing. You just do not understand, for those who think that they can just go ahead and walk in and yell and whatever else they do, that this is serious, right? I mean, this is absolutely,
Yes.
doesn't get any more serious than this.
Yes, and absolutely. And the thing is, too, is that going in there and waving around some sage. Sage only tickles demons. It really makes them very angry.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got to go in, and if you go in and you're going to try to get them out, you better get them out the first time, because you're not going to have a second chance.
Right. And I mean, do they become more powerful? Is that what you're saying? Or do they just plant their feet, so to speak, in the ground firmer?
I believe that they put their feet in the ground firmer, and they become in attack mode. I mean, they like being acknowledged but not exposed. And most of the time people go through life not even being able to see them. But the thing is that any type of negative emotion, anger, fear, depression, they feed off of that. And and the feeding off of that enables them to do more physical acts.
So, and you had mentioned earlier that it started to be able to mimic you. It started to be able to, it knew your children's names and everything else. I've always wondered when because time doesn't really exist. I've always understood that time doesn't really exist for anything other than basically us, right? That if it knew all about you all before you even set foot in the house.
I don't know the answer to that. I just know that I can tell you that it knows me now.
Right. I mean, it's pretty. You're not there, and I know that we were kind of just talking about the first book, and there's 3 of them in this series. And just to clarify, all these books, they are nonfiction. They are true life stories, right?
They are true life stories. The last book that I wrote, 111 Becadon Drive, is a story about a male ghost that I have a picture of that I took with my own camera. He's the first naked ghost I have ever seen, but he was going from townhouse to townhouse in this row of 10 townhouses, pulling down women's underwear and crawling in bed with them during the nighttime.
Sorry, I'm not trying to laugh. It's ridiculous, isn't it? How these things operate sometimes. So now that you are you're away from the house, how long ago did all this take place?
Let's see, it was about 18 years ago, and it took a long time because my book, when I was trying to write it, it kept disappearing. So I had to rewrite it. I had to write it a total of 3 times before I could even get it out over a 3-year period, with all of life, going on too at that time, there was a lot going on. But it was about 18 years ago.
Wow. And do you still have any like repercussions from that period of time?
No. And the thing about it is too, is a lot of people, when I got a hold of the Catholic Diocese in Charlotte, North Carolina, because this was in East Flat Rock, North Carolina, they were telling me, that they didn't do exorcisms on houses anymore, that they only did them on people. And I told them, I said, look, it's not me, because when I go home to the place that we're sleeping in, because we hadn't moved in yet, we were waiting for renovations to be done before we moved in. So we were still living somewhere else. I said, there's nothing going on in the house that I'm living in.
Yeah.
It's that house.
Well, and let alone that you're talking to them. I mean, I would think that if it was you, there would be some kind of aversion to you talking and being around anything religious. I would think.
I don't have an aversion to being around anything religious. I just think that there's more to religions.
What I'm saying though is that if you were under any sort of, like, if you needed to be exercised or anything, because that's one of the things, right? Is that they don't, and you didn't have that. You were talking with them. You were getting, you're trying to get their help.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I told him, I said, it's not me, it's that house. I don't have any problem.
And so let's do this. Let's move into our last break. When we come back, we're going to finish our conversation with author Lynn Monet, talking about her paranormal experiences, and there are quite a bit of them. You're listening to Ghostbox Radio on AM 950.
If you own a holistic or metaphysical business and are looking to expand, then you need to be listed on metamorphosisconnections.com. It's a network where you can grow with like-minded practitioners and reach new clients. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory you need to list yourself and your business. Our platform makes it easy for you to create listings of your products and services, and you can also choose to list your classes, events, and so much more. Metamorphosisconnections.com helps you create weekly and monthly promotional ads targeted towards your potential clients and promotes them for you via social media and newsletter. There are clients searching for your specialty right now. Let us help them find you. Start your listing today so you can share your own unique gifts and talents by finding the level of membership that best fits your needs. Let us help you reach your clients that are searching for what you do. Visit metamorphosisconnections.com and sign up today.
2023 is here, and you can make it the year of the Eagle with the National Eagle Center. You and your family can enjoy exciting Eagle experiences, including field trips, private habitat tours, and exclusive behind-the-scenes tours. Meet live eagles up close, view bald eagles and golden eagles in the wild, and receive personal one-on-one education with dedicated and knowledgeable Eagle experts as you journey into the world of eagles like never before. Learn more and plan your unforgettable Eagle experience today at nationaleaglecenter.org/experiences.
Reach your highest level of consciousness and well-being with metamorphosisconnections.com. Metamorphosisconnections.com is an online directory of the best holistic and metaphysical practitioners to help you make your most informed choices. You can search metamorphosisconnections.com for classes, events, wellness and life coaches, plus metaphysical products and shops. You can also search for a wide array of healers from all modalities, including EFT, sound healing, energy healing, light therapy, ancestral healing, shamanic healing, reflexology, past life regressions, hypnotherapy, yoga, and more. And if you're not sure where to start, the search feature on metamorphosisconnections.com is tailored to help both those who know what they are looking for and those who are just starting. Come explore the possibilities for your higher self by visiting metamorphosisconnections.com. Their experienced practitioners can guide both beginners and those that are already on their spiritual journey. That's metamorphosisconnection.com, your link to direct you on your spiritual transformation.
Hey, John, I heard you're turning 65 this year. Time to start comparing your Medicare insurance options.
I'm so overwhelmed with all the different Medicare companies and plan designs. I don't even know where to begin.
Really? I worked with CompareYourMedicare.com, and they made my Medicare decisions seem easy.
Oh, really? Well, what do they do?
CompareYourMedicare.com represents several of the top Medicare insurance companies in Minnesota. A local licensed agent will help you compare Medicare plans to determine which products best meet your needs and budget.
Hi, this is Jared with CompareYourMedicare.com. We're a local small business that prides itself in helping our community with their Medicare needs. Medicare is complex, but it doesn't have to be. Whether you're planning to retire early or work past Medicare eligibility at age 65, give us a call. We can guide you through how and when to apply for Medicare. Go to compareyourmedicare.com or call 952-465-0074 to schedule a consultation. Compareyourmedicare.com is part of the Minnesota Health Insurance Network of Agents.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for a car. You know, over 85% of unemployed are successful in finding and keeping a job if they have dependable transportation. A car plus a job equals a life changed. 612-919-5526. We have families waiting for a car. 919-5526 or autotech.org.
And we have a programming note for next week. Join us Saturday at 8:06 p.m. Central Standard Time as we do a special prime time live version of Ghostbox Radio on Saturday night, not Sunday. It's a 2-hour event, and we call it Ghostbox Radio After Dark. And we're going to be talking about alien abduction as well as dreams of people having dreams of aliens. And what I found is that amongst people I know, they've had the same dreams and they've never talked to anybody else about it. And I have two of them I'm going to talk to, and also John Yost, who he has done a film that you can find on Amazon. It's called Alien Abduction Answers. Check that out this week if you can. Shar Savoy is going to be joining us. Mr. Adam, you're going to be joining us as well, aren't you?
Yes, I'll be the one pushing all the fancy buttons. And actually, I am so looking forward to this alien abduction and alien episode with everything that's happened in the past several weeks with the U.S. declassifying alien or UFOs or UAPs as they're called. It's so timely. I cannot wait. This is going to be fun.
And just note, folks, that Adam is taking more of a role than just pressing buttons. So we're really excited to have this join us. That's this Saturday. It's the first of an ongoing series. It's not every Saturday, but we're going to try it once every few months and do very special programming on it. So in fact, we're going to be talking about having our guest on, one of them coming up, which of course is Lynn Monet. We've been talking about her book, Omnipresent, one of 3 plus other books she has. They're all available on Amazon. Lynn, am I directing them to the right place? Amazon?
Yes, Amazon has 3 of my books. It has the first Omnipresent book. It has Colors of Heaven and The Gap. The Omnipresent, What Happened Next in Becca Dawn Drive, will be sold through my website only, www.lynnmonet.com, as well as the other 2 books. Omnipresent will end up being a series of 5 books when I'm finished with it.
Wow. So you have it all planned out in terms of where you're going with it. Now, I have to say, Lynn, my computer died on me. So, case closed as I shut my laptop. So that's how it goes. And I can't blame AM 950 for this one as it happens. So, as we left off and excuse me, I wanted to talk a little bit about like how did you come to a conclusion with what was happening in the house?
Well, as I was seeking help, I did have a paranormal group come up from Georgia Paranormal, with Father Andrew Calder, who has since also passed away. May he rest in peace. He actually did the EVP readings. He set up the night before. He actually got pictures of the demons in the house, and he confirmed that they were demonic beings. I mean, demonic spirits. So that's kind of how that got proven. It wasn't just me. And also there were other people in the house that were seeing things the same time that I was. So I had that validation as well. So
did you say there were pictures that were taken?
There are pictures that were taken. They were not shared with me because he said that by thinking about them and worrying about them and what I have draws them back in. So he did not leave me with those pictures. He took them with him.
Oh, how interesting. And, that's the scary thing about it, in my opinion, is that, as soon as you say it, I want to see them. But you are absolutely right. He was absolutely right to not share them with anybody.
Yes.
So that begs the next question that is what I've always tell people on investigations and the people we help, it's like, don't think about it, don't talk about it, think about happy things, think about good things, so that it doesn't seep back in. And here you are writing a book about it. I mean, what are you worried about them coming back and getting back in your life, because you are it's perpetually being thought about in your mind?
The thing is I got so used to seeing them that I became desensitized. And it's kind of that way too in nursing. You have to train yourself to be desensitized to some things because you're working, with people's body parts all the time. So
yeah.
With that being said, I have become very, very strong. I am not afraid of them. So because I'm not afraid of them, because I can see them and I'm not afraid of them, they have no power over me. They have no power here, because they need to feed off of the aha moment and the spook, the goosebumpy moment in order to be able to do more physical acts. So I go into homes, I help clear homes, I help pull attachments off of people. And after you've seen a hell dog, what could be worse?
Well, but you don't put that out in the universe, right? Because they'll show you, okay, I'll show you what's worse than a hell dog. I mean,
no, that's true. I feel that I'm protected. I have seen them face to face again in other situations, and I've made it very clear that they have no power here.
Now, and I'm not asking this to be a jerk, because this is kind of a jerk question, I think, a little bit. But what about your kids? What about your other? I mean, because you have it. You're able to bypass that. You have it good in your mind what you need to do. But what about your kids? I mean, what about people around you that won't be able to be as strong in these situations? Does that worry you at all?
No, because my two oldest children are grown and they both are empaths. They have gifts that have been supported by me, and they got used to seeing them as well. They also help me with clearing people. My youngest one, she's 14. She has gifts too, but she's a little, bothered by some of those things. I also have an area in the very, very last chapter of the Omnipresent book that talks about children and how to handle this kind of thing with children. I mean, the worst thing that a parent can do with a child is tell them when something's standing at the foot of their bed, bumping it and shaking it and pulling their covers off, that it's their guardian angel or Aunt Lulu that's come to look over them. If it was their guardian angel or Aunt Lulu, it wouldn't be shaking their bed in the middle of the night, scaring the bejesus out of them. No. So if your child says that they've seen something more than twice, it may not. It more than likely it's not Aunt Lulu. So
no, and it's I think too. It's like at a young age, even if it was Aunt Lulu, those should be like embraced and not like, oh, it's just your imagination or anything like that, which I think a lot of people do as well.
Yes, they do.
Lynn Monet is the author of the Omnipresent series. We've been talking about Omnipresent. You can get the book over at Amazon. You can also go over to lynnmonet.com and you can order the books there as well. And Lynn, I just want to say thank you so very much for talking with us today.
Oh, it's been my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me. I look forward to coming on again.
And you will. We will definitely have you on. We barely talked about anything, to be very honest. So we'll get you on. Folks, please join me next Saturday night at 8:06 p.m. Central Standard Time for Ghostbox Radio After Dark. We're talking alien abduction for 2 hours. We'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Tune in this Saturday morning right here on AM 950 for the Gardening with Joy and Holly radio show from 7 to 8 a.m. We'll be discussing planting tomatoes correctly this year in the garden, as well as spring soil preparation.